Well, I'm running for alderman again in my ward because when I grew up in Olean, I think it was a great place to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad to call Olean home. And since I grew up, Olean has probably gone down from about 25,000 to maybe around 14,000 now. And one thing I want is I want the current generation to have an opportunity for their children to call Olean home. And as far as my job here, because I've been an alderman now over a year, the president since January, and my job is far from being over. One big thing with me is the structure of our government has to change. Our property taxes are way too high, much too high, and they are an economic burden on our homeowners, business owners, and renters. And I represent the people, and that's who I represent. I represent the people in my ward and the city, being the president. Tough decisions have to be made, and they must be based on sound decision making that is in the best interest of the 14,000 people that are still left in Olean. And the safety of the public must always be the top concern, the top priority for any decisions that will be made. One area I want to look at is objective evaluations of the departments in the city. They must be performed. They are operating in the most efficient and effective manner. We must reduce costs where appropriate. And these meetings must contribute to public accountability so people know what's going on in our city. I want things to be open. I want everything to be in the public and know exactly what's going on. So one of the reasons I'm running again is the fundamental structure of the fire department needs to be evaluated and changed if appropriate. And I think we need at least 4 options to be presented in our meetings, or in the council chambers. One option that was presented in our Labor Relations Committee was to reduce City of Olean property taxes by about 40%, which would include contracting out the ambulance service and using volunteer firemen. A second option, I'll give another option, like 2 extremes. A second option could be keep it the way it is. Just keep it like it is. If it is, then all else being equal, property taxes in the City of Olean next year would go up about 1%, and that's only for the pension increase. Okay, the pension increase for the fire department next year is estimated by the state to be about a $70,000 increase in just pension benefits from this year to next year, which to me, if we're collecting $7 million, the $70,000 is a 1% increase in property taxes. That's only for the fire department. Doesn't include the police, doesn't include CSA, includes no wage increases, nothing. So it's something that's pretty serious that we need to look at. And options 3 and 4, they'll be presented at the Labor Relations Committee meeting October 30th. That's our next meeting. And I estimate those reductions in City of Olean property taxes for the other options will be between, let's say, 10 to 20%. We need to have some conclusions on the water and sewer revenue discrepancy of about $1.1 million annually, and that needs to be addressed. That one meeting I brought up earlier this year, that there's a discrepancy between the contractor we had for the water meters and our accounting firm. And that's a serious thing. That's a big, our water and sewer rates are high. And you're looking at, I think their guarantee was $670,000. That would be a 10% reduction in water and sewer rates. And now we're talking about, our infrastructure problems, and that's something that we need to do. We have to look at that too. My first term, I think the first year, I'm proud of that I stood up to vote no a lot on things and to bring up opinions as well as I could. I know the previous council president didn't really want me to talk. It was like every time I wanted to talk, they basically shut me out. And that was tough. I think trying to stand up for what I believe in, and I ran for office for a reason, and I'm still here to do that. Last year was the toughest year of my life, and this year has been better. And I want next year to even be the best year and really make some reforms that will make a difference in people's lives.